Sorry about that. What a start. Welcome everyone, KD here. This is another stream, and this should be a marathon stream, so 3 hours plus. At least I hope it will be. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tired today. Maybe I won't talk so much today as in other streams, and maybe some of you like that more. I don't know. Have to set up my OBS better. I have a lot of useless images now. I don't use anymore actually. Anyways, so today I want to go, of course, back into combat system. We have to move forward with that. I said there are 3 things. Actually, there are 5 things to do until we have the 1 versus 1 really set up. 2 of these things I said I will do because I already did them on stream, and I have to now adapt them to the enemy. Right now I only have it for the player, so I didn't have the time yet to set this up. And actually everything, not everything, but some of the things I want to do today is also I will do for the player and then set up later on for the enemy. Maybe I will do this in. Maybe I will stream this in with no commentary or anything like that. I don't know yet, or I just will do it when I work on it when I see a small time frame. But that's not the part we want to concentrate today. The first thing I want to look at is, I still have not a complete solution about that, is the reaction time damage. What is the reaction time damage? So reaction time, I'd probably call it from now on only RT, because yeah, I'm not sure if I want to call it reaction time. What is the other one I always use? Reaction time or recovery time. Anyway, the reaction time, or RT, is the time it takes until you can do the next turn. So now this time is defined by different things. So most important is the type of attack you do. So maybe the idea is kind of to have attacks that do small damage but have a fast recovery time, so you can kind of do, maybe bring in 2 attacks with the same character before the enemy has the opportunity to do a turn. So it's kind of a little bit a tactical thing. Of course, it's something I then have to a little bit optimize. The reaction time at the moment is a little bit. So 1 versus 1, it feels very slow, and that's maybe okay because we have to think about more than 1 versus 1. So right now the reaction time is also defined by the type of attack you do. Like I said, an attack that does not much damage has maybe a fast recovery time, so you can do a little bit of damage and then maybe bring in, before the enemy has a chance to attack, an attack that does more damage, or an enemy is almost down and then you use such an attack, something like that, just to have this a little bit tactical games. Of course, the attributes of the enemy and the player, actually not the enemy, but just the one that does the ability, Of course, attributes will have an effect on this stuff. Now, what I also wanted to do is reaction time damage. What does reaction time damage mean is every time you attack, if you do an attack, then a small amount of or it's kind of like that. You have to think about it's kind of like a preparation for your enemy to do the next turn. So if you attack him, then you kind of disturb him in his attack. That's the main idea of this. So if you attack, there will be added maybe 1 or 2 seconds or something like that. So what do I have here? Here I have pretty much 10. I think I will use smaller. Here only 2, 5, 5, 8. I think I will choose a little bit smaller numbers, but that's okay for now. I think, yeah, that's anyway not an important one here. Let's say this one is 5. That's a little bit longer. You are 3, 3, 2, fine, and you still 8. Or let's go down to 6. I'm not sure yet. Let's do 7, the middle ground. Because that's a very special attack here, or a little bit special attack. Actually, yeah. These numbers, I shouldn't care too much about them right now. Anyway, that's kind of the damage we add. So kinda, I'm not sure how exactly I want to do this. So what do I have is so the attacker yeah, I have to think about how I want to kind of like play with the numbers, with the attributes and so on. So I actually put in here, so the red ones is recovery time. Blue ones is energy use. I think I already added this in, right? That's what I did. Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm a little bit not very prepared. I think that's this one here about energy use. 30%. Yeah. I'm not so prepared today. I'm sorry. I knew the 3 things I wanted to do, so I will definitely come back to the 3 things. I don't know if I managed to start everything, so we definitely won't finish everything today. I don't think that's a possibility. It's quite a lot we have to do. So I mean, I put in under defending things like recovery time minus, and that's exactly what I believe what I meant here. So when I did the list, I did kind of like just more or less brainstorming, and I kind of go through this list again. I mean, I went through this list a couple of times now, but never because of recovery time in the defending one. But that means that this attribute may take away a little bit of the recovery time damage you get from the enemy, or in this case, the enemy from the player. Anyway, so we have quite a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's kind of problem. How do I want to do it? I think here for recovery time after an attack, I did. So here, this means you need everything here combined needs to be at least 100. Kind of have to, yeah. Sorry about that. No, why everything is so slow? Oh no. So everything together has to be at least 100. So all these attributes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that it has an effect on the reaction time. And here I throw some minimum value of 1, probably 4 down. Reaction time damage will be probably a minimum value of 1. So kind of problem is what I have here is I mean there is the question, should we instead of integer a full number choose a float, so we can, so it has more an effect, but it is kind of like I mean there will be an effect, but 1 second in a turn-based game, don't think less than 1 second matters so much. But now I kind of have this a little bit this problem. I have a little bit this problem with the. It's already a problem here with the reaction time because there will be a moment that you have everything upgraded so much that every skill of you you have will be 3 seconds, and then you can use it just because everything is so high. So that's why I did here took such a high number that it has a is relevant. So kind of the question is of course also, yeah, if I need such a high number that it won't be too early that every skill is only 3 seconds anymore, then is it worth to do something like that? So I'm not sure. The problem is here we have kind of like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Um, so if a skill has 20 seconds, then we need to have a number added with all the attributes we have here of 1700 that we are down to 3 seconds, and that's I mean that's I don't know if this is a lot. I just don't know yet. Um, and that's a little bit the problem. The other thing is that maybe I will do there is this option that really abilities you can learn on only learn on high levels. I will just do a much higher reaction time to them, what means what means that because we already have like maybe we already have minus 10 seconds or so. So because our skills are so high, so I will do 40 seconds or 30 seconds or something like that, and then minus 10 seconds, then we are again with this 20 seconds. So that's a possibility. However, like I said, with the here I can have this possibility, so the abilities you learned at the beginning will be at one point have a very short reaction time, and then the ability you learn later, what should be abilities that are more effective, and so on, will then have just a higher reaction time to kind of balance this a little bit out. Anyway, with the reaction time damage, it's a little bit different. That's why I'm not sure if I want to do it like this. Because it is a small number, and you can say now, yeah, okay, then with a higher ability rate, we can just add a higher number for the damage. But that's kind of like, how can I say, if you then fight against a weaker enemy, it's kind of like he has no chance to attack you anymore, because the number will be so high that you can just bring in one attack after another, and his reaction time will just add every time you attack, and he has no chance to even do something, and that's something I kind of also don't want. Something else. So yeah, so this with the reaction time is quite thing here, and I'm sorry, but that I'm not so prepared about. Maybe I should do one of the other two things first. But I said already the last time I will think about it and then maybe find a solution. I didn't find a solution yet, and that's the problem. So maybe I have to, yeah. So I mean, I can set it up like this, and then if I see, yeah, that's not working. Then I have to think about something else. There's also the kind of option that there are maybe attacks that do almost non-damage, but add reaction time damage, do a lot of reaction time damage. So that's kind of why I want to keep it in, because it can be a tactical thing to use such a skill. So you give maybe an enemy shortly before an attack, but you have this one character that maybe it's not so strong against this enemy type, and you have another character that is kind of maybe 10 seconds behind, and you want him to attack and before the enemy has a chance to attack, so you can use a skill that does mostly reaction time damage, and with that you um, with that you can I say it? So with that you give your other player character the opportunity to attack, because you do reaction time damage, and you push the enemy back. I mean, it's not something that is completely new. I would say Grandia is the first game I've really seen a mechanic like this. I think Final Fantasy World has a mechanic like that. So it's definitely not something new or anything like that. But I just kind of think it could be interesting to just put a little bit more tactical things into the gameplay. So I kind of had the feeling this is very interesting. This is actually a very interesting mechanic, and that's why I'm trying, or at least trying to put it in my game. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it won't end up as good as I planned to do it. So I kind of feel like this could be a little bit the bitch here. Let me see. Do I talk too much? Yes, I talk too much and do nothing. Maybe I should just set it up. But the question is, do we want to see the damage then also? Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. I have to see something else. Widgets, combat, commands. Did I add it already? Probably not. We added it somewhere at the end. Reaction time is now. Do I even have reaction time start, reaction time, no reaction time. The question is, did I call it recovery? No. Okay, let's go. Let me check something. Player health damage, okay. Yeah, so this may take longer to set it up than I was hoping, because yeah, action time. You're not faster. Yeah, I think I will just set it up now as it was planned, and then I will kind of see. Maybe I will give it quite maybe even a higher number than 100. The problem is with the reaction time that the enemy with the how can I say with the normal attacks that do health damage and so on. The attribute they kind of work. The players or the attacker's attributes kind of work against the defender's attributes. That means if the player and if the two characters are after have a similar strength, kind of nullifies each other with the attributes. While here with the reaction time, there's only one side that defines it. So the attacker or the defender. The attacker for his reaction time after using an ability, and the defender for the reaction time damage he takes. And that's a little bit a problem because, like I said, it doesn't. These attributes don't nullify each other. Then it's just because it's just one side. It's just going in one direction, and that's to a number closer to 0. And I mean, the problem is if you have a high level character, you kind of still don't want him to be too much overpowered. You still want to have to give him challenges, enemies that are strong, complex boss battles, and so on. And if you have if you have an overpowered character, and really, I mean, the time between turns that can change a lot, because you can do one turn after you can maybe do 3 or 4 turns in a row, something like that, before the enemy even has the chance to attack, and then you do even reaction time damage, then you maybe have even the chance to do a 5th attack before he even can do something. So yeah, the reaction time is a little bit something that I really have to see, that I maybe have to balance in some way. Sorry about that. And then from here, what do we have here? Array, T damage, get. So the other idea was just to make this a fixed number for, I mean, not completely fixed. Minus minus. Here it's plus. So here we want plus at this point, because that's the damage we do. Plus, of course, 0 here. Then we also don't need plus here. Yeah, just a fixed number, that would be something that maybe it's better. I mean, the attributes have already big effects. There's a need effect here. But on the other hand, when we have a strong enemy, then maybe his reaction time and so on will also go down. Or not maybe, it will. So maybe it kind of nullifies each other. This game will just get a lot faster. In a way. So maybe it's okay. You know what, I will set this up. If I see... I mean, with the idea of the demo version is then really that you can... that the enemy, every time you defeat the enemy, he gets a little bit stronger. And you also get experience points from experience and so on, and attribute buffs and things like that from combat. And there will be maybe not a simplified version, but just a cut down version of the progression system. So even if we don't have, and with cut down, I mean the attribute levels, it will be as high as there won't be an upper limit, even in the demo version, in how much you can improve this stuff. Cut down, I mean, with abilities, with crafting stuff, with crafting accessories and so on that boost some states and things like that. There it will be quite cut down. Also the abilities you learn and things like that. There it will be cut down in the demo version, of course. It's just giving a taste, but there I then can really gather some data by kind of while the enemy gets always a little bit stronger, and the character getting stronger, how it kind of is, how well the game is balanced, even with stronger characters, if I can say it. Yes. What's the problem here? No problem here. I just didn't compile this. Yeah. So I guess I will do it like I intended to do it. Maybe I shouldn't overthink it anymore. I think we almost lost half an hour because I was overthinking. But I always say kind of because I don't normally do this, so kind of talking loudly to myself. I'm only doing this on stream. So, but it kind of really helps to get your thoughts together, kind of like how exactly do you want to do if you tell it yourself loud instead of just thinking about it. So that's why I have these moments in the streams where I just talk and talk and talk and never stop talking and not even do something because I'm thinking. So now it's fine. Yeah, so never forget to compile and save stuff if you change something important. Okay. Absolutely, now when I think about it, it's maybe not that such a problem because the enemy gets also stronger, I will get lower reaction times and so on. Maybe it's less a problem. Like I said, if we have just here. If we just have really high level characters that fighting each other, then really just the time you have to wait. Just the time you have to wait will be a lot shorter, so the combat will be actually faster because we have lower reaction times. So maybe that's not even such a problem, like I have the feeling maybe. So why do I just to explain this? Why do I here add here a plus 0? I mean, plus 0 has no effect, of course. That's because there's maybe accessories, equipment, anything like that you can equip to your character that may give some buffs to yeah, as example, will add more reaction time, damage, or anything like that. So I just keep this open here. I kept it open for most of them. So here we already have here the equipment already adds something. So maybe the equipment will also add maybe here some gives us some a little bit more buffs if we upgrade our equipment or anything like that. So I don't know yet for sure. It's definitely not the most important thing at the moment. That's when we then go more to the progression system, then we think about that. Samurai 2. So far the only attack type I have 2 types in it. The reason is because one of them does more armor damage than health damage. It's something I was testing out earlier, and it's also anyway a skill or an ability that this character set it up have, so I didn't want to press on this. Oh, shit. No, I don't care. So here, reaction time. I mean, it's not that much I have to set up here, but yeah. This is SRA 1. So after this two other, there will be 2 others. Yeah. Let me, before I go a little bit further, have to check something. That will kind of be important. How exactly did I define enemy position? That's the only thing I wanted to know. Enemy position will be important. Maybe I do this up here, maybe it's even better. I mean, it's enemy position. What do we have here? Armor number. Okay. Yeah, probably. Maybe it's better to do a new event or adding it here. I could do an extra event that calculates the reaction time again with the attributes and then put it in here. Yeah, I think that's the best solution. Anyway, let's finish first this too. But of course also will be a challenge, and that's something I will hopefully find out with the demo version how it will be. I mean, if you watch some of the streams where I set up the combat, it may seem very, very complicated. And it is complicated, but kind of what I hope it will end up is that it is complicated in the background. What happens, kind of everything that has an effect on all the small, or just the small effect. So many influences have so many small effects. What I hope is just that this is only in the background, so for the player it doesn't feel overcomplicated. Even the progression system. And that's maybe a challenge. I don't know yet. The idea is that if a player doesn't want to do tactical, that he most of the time has a chance to just really hit the right hit points with hitting health damage, hitting the weak point of the enemy. And then for most enemies, this will be the fastest way to do it. And then when you do more tactical, when you try to attack different hit points that maybe take longer to bring down, like protected parts and things like that, then this will be kind of a more rewarding battle. So you will have the possibility to get items out of it, and also your character will have different attributes that will level up instead of just using kind of the same attack always on the same spot. But if you use the same attack on the same spot, this particular attack will get really strong, and the attributes that you grow with this attack, they will get really strong. So you have maybe so if you do this, I want this to be an option for people who kind of don't want to waste too much time with tactical combat. and that's kind of what I want, so that they have really this chance to kind of leveling up their characters very one-sided maybe, and do it like this. So what then maybe the problem is that boss battles and so on, they will I mean, they maybe have to change their way to play with boss battles, because to make battles interesting, I kind of want to uh, use these different nuances we have. I'm setting up in the combat system, so maybe they will have a little bit more problems there. And if you, like I said, if you do tactical, you probably will grow your character a little bit more diverse, with different abilities and so on, and different attributes will level up. This may take a little bit longer. The battles will take longer and so on, but you also can loot more items like this and so on. So there is a little bit a bigger reward if you play more tactical, but it should be possible to not. At least this is the goal. And I mean, it's difficult. This is the goal. If I already achieved this is not a question. And this also means when I have this, then it's really like all the nuances and complicated parts. If the player can play in a way that this is not, all the nuances and things like that is not important, then the whole complexity of what runs in the background, all the nuances and so on, they're not important for the player himself. So the player can only focus on the things he wants to. I hope that made somewhat sense. I mean, it's just maybe someone wants to play it just for the story, and he gets kind of feeling like, yeah, it's getting old, the combat system, after a while. Then I don't want him to kind of I still want him to enjoy the story on the other parts of the game, if he gets bored with the combat system, so he can choose to really focusing on attacking weak points and hit points that do the most damage to health, instead of others, and kind of spend so a little bit less time in the combat. But of course, I mean, it's a turn-based. It's a turn-based RPG, so so there's no way around that. The combat system is an important part of the game. Completely leave it out is kind of like another thing I really want to consider. Yes, so this is the first thing I want to do. I probably was hoping to do this a little bit faster, but it's okay. It's okay. Getting somewhere. Okay. Then the other two things is I talked about that already in the last stream, but I think at the end of the last stream, so probably not many people get to the end of my streams. So there are two other things I want to do today, or at least start today. Or that was at least the goal, to finish two of them and start the third one, or at least finish the other two so I can do the next stream concentrating on the third part. So we'll do here an extra event, RT player T damage. Maybe it's at cog. Or yeah. Yes. What did I want to say? Yeah. So the other tools. One of the problem is I don't know how the second thing I want to do, how much time it will take. Often I underestimate everything. So it's quite difficult. Oh wait, I don't need this. So set this. So we have the reaction time minus a number I don't know yet. Okay, this one here. So we have to go to our attributes. So the second thing I want to do then is to do defender reactions. I will come to that. So it has nothing to do with the reaction time. I will come to that later on. Let's go to proof the list. Strength has an effect, defense has an effect, and speed has an effect. Then courage has an effect. Why does courage have an effect here? Potion is on the way. Oh, okay. Now we have a small problem. I mean, everything else is as far as if I didn't miss something. It's okay. That's not What's array? Okay. 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 So we have 3 different ones. We have one for as array, array, so short range attack, mid range attack, long range attack. We have one for special skills, and then we have one for long. We have one more for TVA, TWA, tech weapon attacks. Which is a little bit annoying now. So SRA. Array. So let's do this one first. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Should be pretty fast. So that's okay. Then you have here, wait, courage, composure, and muscle memory. Come on. Check just to be really sure. Okay. Then intelligence and willpower. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, add them both together. So okay, maybe let's go back. So what's defender reactions is kind of like dodging, blocking. Well, I already said dodging. Let's ignore this. It's blocking, parrying, and countering attacks. That's kind of reactions. This will be skills. That will be more for higher level characters, so you have to learn this ability, and there will be probably some some conditions for you to get them only on higher level, and also the enemies will only get them from a certain level on. And that's something I have then to think about how exactly I want to set this up. Maybe I will first So for testing, I probably will just add it to the game now, and then I will do some restrictions. So I will anyway set it up for the enemy first. So here I kind of want to take a higher number than with the other. Let's do here 200 instead of 100. Cause it's in general a smaller number. Let's copy paste this. This is player T damage TW. So for tech weapons. And the only change here is we remove the strength. I will do another copy here, and this is for special skills. And what I will do here is changing strength with resistance, and that should. Now we have to see. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, that's annoying. It's not so annoying. Anyway, of course I have to do this first. I kind of have to calculate this first here. Yeah, and the problem is with the defender's reaction, like this blocking, parrying, and things like that. It's very I really don't know how long this will take. But if we can finish this today, I think I think this will be. I can call this stream a success. Let's say it like this. Because then is really not much left. Like I said, there is all the stuff I do here is of course I have to replicate it for the enemy too. something I probably do off stream, like I said, or in a silent stream, in a no commentary stream. But I mean, if it's set up, and then I kind of just have to copy it and change some variables. So wait a moment, where are we now? So this is tech weapon, right? Just be sure, and this is SS, okay. What did I want to say? Yeah, so if we, I mean, this one here is almost done, more or less. So an hour, so 2 hours, 3 hours, between 2 hours and 3 hours for the other one. It's possible, we will see. But like I said, it's very difficult to say how long it will take, because I really have to first, again, a little bit figure out how exactly I want to do it. That's always the problem. What else? Yeah, and the third thing, probably, like I said, if we manage to do the second thing, depending on really how long it takes, and I rather guess it takes a little bit longer, then the first thing will be starting to add the progression system, and this will be really take some time to really add this. The progression system. So that's why I say this will definitely want to finish this today. So with the progression system, so I was a little bit thinking about it. So I kind of made these relationships between some of the attributes. So kind of made some connection between always two attributes. Because we have 27, it doesn't fit, work for everything. I think I chose pride. Pride has no relationship. It has kind of relationship with each other. Anyway, that's not the important thing. So the thing is that when we do a short range attack, then there will then there are 9 of these now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. So we have now 14 relationships. So 9 of these relationships between these attributes. How can I explain this the best way? So the idea behind the progression system in the combat itself is that if the enemy has a higher attribute, level between one of these relationships, as examples, strength versus defense. So you attack an enemy with a high defense, and you have a lower strength, then you have a chance to level up your strength. That's kind of the idea behind it. That's why I made this kind of relationships between each other. And this works, of course, on the opposite side too. So if the enemy attacks you with a high strength and you have a lower defense, then you will level up your defense. And that's kind of only, but really only if the attribute level of your enemy is higher than yours. So the reason for that is that you can't grind as fast by fighting only weak enemies. So enemies that are already weaker than you are, you will grind slower. You can grind slower. At least attribute levels. There will be still stuff you can kind of grind with. Against this type of enemies. Okay, anyway. So what we want to don't forget. So I will definitely talk a little bit more about this when we start to set it up. But anyway, so now the problem is kind of that we have, when I do a short range attack, I said there are actually 9 of these attribute relationships that can have effect, and I have the feeling this is too much for too much possibilities. I can't do, like, if you fight a really strong enemy, that would mean if I just would use every attribute relationship with each other, that would mean that you can, in best case scenario, really level up 9 attributes with one single attack, and that's too much. So I thought a little bit about that, and I think an interesting solution is to limit these possibilities with different abilities. That means one ability has the tendency to level up, to give you to level up this attribute, another ability in the same for the same attack type, but another ability there will give you maybe level up some other attributes. So kind of that was the idea, to really limit that was the idea, to kind of limit this in the abilities itself. So what I was thinking was that I will limit them from these 9 possibles to 5. However, how can I explain this? So there's the possibility with the same attack to level up 5 different abilities, but for one attack you will only level up 3 of them. So if the enemy has, as example, 3 abilities that are higher level, high level than your not the abilities, the attributes that are high level than the attributes that are in relation with these 3 attributes that your player character has, then you will level up all 3 of them. if you have now 4, if you have now 4 that are higher, then you just will upgrade, still upgrade only 3 of them. Hope you understand this a little bit. I mean, you maybe will understand it better when I set it up. So you will maximum, with one attack, you will maximum only have only the possibility to upgrade 3, but which 3 will be defined by the ability you use, and for an ability I will set 5 different attributes or attribute relations, so that are possible to level up. So really, if you have one, if there is just one attribute that is that the enemy is higher, then you will just level up only 1. I mean, if you have 0, then you won't level up any. If you have 2, you will level up 2. If you have 3, you will level up 3. If you have 4, then there will be a kind of random. There will be a random decision. Which 3 of these 4 will be leveled up, and if you have 5, it's the same. It's just 2 attributes will fall away, and you will only level up 3, and which 3 will be decided random. Play reaction time. Somewhere we should have the enemies reaction time. Here, is it this? That's what we want to set. So again, I talked about something we want to do later on, maybe tomorrow, and spend time for that instead of doing something. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, the progression system will be hopefully quite interesting. Yeah, so reaction time start. Should we set up the reaction time start instead of the reaction time? Of course, that's this one. Anyway. So I will definitely have to, like I said, this was something that may take some time to set up, so we will still have time to talk about that. What's that? Why do we set it here to 0? Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. Because I did this a little bit strange, to be honest. After ability reaction time. Yeah, I set this up a little bit strange. Because instead of a timer that goes down until 0, I have a timer that goes up to a certain number. I should have gone down to 0, I think. Oh, that's definitely not what I wanted. I don't know, I'm not sure what this one here is. enemy reaction time. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem here. We definitely set the wrong one. Enemy damage, enemy energy, enemy RT after. Yeah. Okay, I did a mistake here. Because the reaction time, this is a flexible number. But we want to change, this should be go back to 0, to be honest. And what we want to calculate is or change is actually the reaction time start, at least here after nobility. And you will go back to 0. It's okay. And I guess this one, let's see. If you have it only once, then it should be definitely fine. Yep, that's fine because we defined this somewhere else. Then I'm correct here. However, now for the damage, we will subtract this from the reaction time, not from the reaction time start. The reaction time start would be still the same. Yeah, the problem is now because I didn't do from a certain number to 0, and I really don't know why I did do this. Because then I just could have used 1, then I wouldn't have need 2. What was I thinking there? So strange. I mean, then I just could subtract 1 from the reaction time until this is smaller than 0. And I wouldn't have needed this one here. So strange. What did I think here? Anyway, it is how it is. Maybe there's a reason behind it. Maybe I will look into this or not. Yeah, but because the problem is now, otherwise we just could have added the damage to the timer, and it wouldn't be such a big deal. Now we have the problem, what is when the reaction time is only on 1 and we do 3 or 4 damage, then we go into minus. What could be a problem, I'm not sure yet. Maybe it's not a problem. If it's, I mean, it could be a visual problem because there is a progression bar that goes up with the reaction time. And I think that's the reason why I did it, because it goes up. Anyway, so we take enemy 1 reaction time here, and we subtract the reaction time damage, and with that we set the reaction time new. And yeah, now we can test this out. Let's test this out. If it works. Oh, okay. Now we see it. Did you see how it jumped back? That's cool. I was a little bit afraid we won't see it. But now what we had yesterday, the problem, it kinda helped us. If you watched yesterday's stream, I talked a little bit about that. No, we missed, so we won't see anything. Yeah, I talked a little bit yesterday about these ghost images with the UI I have when I make something invisible, things like that. Why does it take now 8? That's strange. Oh. Yeah, and here now it actually helps us to see how it jumps back. But that's not something that should happen here. So I mean, this works with the damage. There's another problem. The problem is here. See how this always goes up? That's not something that should happen. Let me see. When I level up. What happens then? I mean, I think the problem is only the visual. 13, that's too much. 13, 21. 21. Why are you going here? It's something else. 54. I mean, I can't test it. That's something I should see if it takes 54 away. Oh yeah. So it's not a visual problem. That's not good. That's definitely not good. It's actually a big problem. Because now I of course saved everything. Let's see something. Why is the reaction time? That's also some. Oh my god. So many things. Took now the reaction time over from last time. That's not what we wanted. Yeah, 15. 17, 25. 64. So the problem is here. So that's now really annoying. I think this one is the problem. As if this is 1. Oh, I'm an idiot. Ah. How should I do this then? Yeah. Shit. So that's all broken here. Or at least I think it's broken. Where are you leading? Sorry about that. Oh, confusing here. So the problem here is now that we have this is 4, then we add 1 to it, so it's 5, and then we have 5, and then we add a 1 to it. So that doesn't work. So we have to delete this and say here just 4. Delete this and say here just 5. Delete this and say 8. Delete this and 20. Here it's probably the same. 0, 8, 7, 0. That's quite annoying. No, it's not so annoying. I just have to think about to remember this. That I have to change the numbers here if I want to adapt something. And that this number here is the default value. That doesn't matter actually. The one that we have saved from the beginning. Because we anyway have to set this up one time. Yeah, so now I have to do this for everyone. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Of course, something like this comes. A mistake I made. Okay, I mean, important is that we found the mistake before some real harm was done. That doesn't mean it's less annoying that it's happening. And then we also had a problem with the reaction time. Till I forgot to. These are extremely high. This one here. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, because the problem is every time we go through this event, we add the multiplayer, even if we are only in level 1, if we do it like we did now. So this number that comes in here has to be fixed. That's the mistake I did. I forgot to. I hate chance here. The good thing with this system here is now that even if we made this mistake here, and we saved actually all the mistakes. With this system we can correct even the mistake even if we have saved it. Because just the next time we do this event it will correct itself. They had, oh, okay. Yeah, the tech weapon attack didn't add that actually. Because that was only for testing. That's something I will take over. That's maybe something I want to change. The first special skill I want my character to learn is not that powerful one. And here we already have a very powerful one actually. So these are definitely numbers I guess I want to change. Okay, let's see. If I'm correct that it corrects itself. Yeah, the problem is just the time, but that was kinda I should have predicted that, to be honest. But everything takes longer. Yeah, so I have to see how I can. And this is the other problem here, the reaction time. It saved the reaction time from the last attack. That's of course not what we want. There's a starting reaction time we want. So why this is saved, I'm not sure. Yeah, come on. So we are here on 6 now. 6, 7. What happens? Did I press 2 times back and it didn't go back correctly? That's what happens, right? Okay, anyway, this is now correct, I guess. Blueprints. No. Let me see, what events do I have here? Character states, Arwin states, attribute Arwin ability, Arwin attributes, character. Okay. We do a new custom event. We have here character state. Okay. Do we do this only once? I'm not too sure. Do it definitely here. Let me test this. I guess we do it only once. I'm not 100% sure. This is the problem. This is something we only want to do once. Arwin states. Arwin ability level, attributes, HP, and no, this is only once. So we add a new one. Custom events. Do you want it up here? Yeah, it's okay. RT start. Let's keep this on top. Then here, wait a moment. Save and load. Yes, so the question is, are there attributes that change the starting reaction time? I guess there are. Otherwise we would set this here back to 10. Let me think about it. Strength, no. Defense, no. Speed, yes. Agility, not really. Courage, no. No. Dexterity, no. Posture, maybe. No. Composure, yes. Muscle memory, yes. Stamina, no. Knowledge, no. Cleverness, no. Intelligent, no. Distance, no. Spirit, no. Confidence, no. Willpower, maybe. Technique, no. technique, maybe. No, no. No. Perception. No. Luck, no. Control, no. Maybe. No. Let's say yes, intuitivity. Willpower. No. No. Yes. And yes. So for speed, composure, muscle memory, and intuitivity. Perception is maybe. Let's do perception too, so we have 5. Speed. I know muscle memory is one. But there was one before that, composure. Perception. And intuitivity. Let's put them together. Oh, I just realized that I have to do something else too. And let's add a clamp. So the question is how much I want here. So I guess minimum will be 3. And max is 10. Is it? No, it's not 10. You know why? Because there is maybe a status effect or anything like that that may change this. So we don't want this fix. And here, I think 100 is a little bit. Let's also take 200 here. Then here, I also have to add clamps. Here I have to add a clamp. So there is still minimum is 1. Is minimum 1 second? Yeah, let's do 1 second. And maximum is this. Here it's fine. Because we don't want suddenly minus or something like that. It will be I mean the other variation. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the other thing would be that we do the minimum to 0, but I think 1 is okay. But there's still 1 second. And we see now the time seems correct again. Now to the other problem. Let me back. Okay, back. Okay. Commands, position 1. Back. Okay. Student, comma back. I think that's the correct size. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Yeah, but for exactly for stuff like this, we do this. A lot of testing it over and over again. We do a change, we test, and then sometimes we find another mistake we didn't see. Oh, and fixed the stuff. No, it's okay. Yeah. Okay, I will do a short break and then we go. Now we are 2 hours. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we will see. We will see how long we can, how long I will go. But definitely so 5-10 minutes break now. And then we do defender reactions. Okay, break is over. I'm back. So that's kind of how we are now, a little bit over 2 hours. So I did the break. Maybe almost at 2 hours. I will from now on at least work an hour longer. So we are definitely a little bit more than over 3 hours. I mean, we kind of have to set. I have to set sometimes some goals. Problem is really I'm really tired today. Just stuff happened, so I didn't get much sleep. So I will at least not work an hour, a little bit long. So I will kind of remove all of them because we don't need most of them. Then open stuff fresh. We want to combat blueprint back up. Anyway, so at least an hour. How things work, maybe a little bit longer, and so on. So something between 3 hours and 4 hours for this stream. And then I will look that I will get. So tomorrow will be the next stream, and I will see that I get good nap before this stream, so we can maybe compensate for what we missed today to do it tomorrow, and we can maybe do one of the 6-hour stream or so. So I won't promise that it can be, but it can be 6-hour streams or something like that. For tomorrow's stream, and then maybe we can compensate a little bit. Because I wanted to do yesterday already a long stream, I had to cut it short. And today, so I kind of wanted to do today for sure a long stream. So now the situation is that, yeah, this won't be that crazy long stream. But that's how it is. So the goal should be, so I have to kind of move this to tomorrow and to really try to compensate tomorrow, because I really want to get forward with this. I mean, the 1 versus 1, complete with the progression system and all. That should be the smallest goal for this week, that this is done and it is working. And if we can start this week with adding more play characters and so on, then that will be fantastic. So what I will do now is we'll start with block and then do parry. Because these are the simpler one. Then counter attack is a little bit more complicated because I have to I have to kind of like it's a separate ability with all, health damage, armor damage, and so on. So a fully fledged ability with all this data here. Yeah, so this counter attack will take a little bit long. The other problem is that we have different counter attacks. We have 4 different counter attacks. And one counter attack is defender dodges counter attacks. Another one is blocks the attack counter attacks. Parries the attack counter attacks. And then the fourth one will be taking the full hit and then still does a counterattack, so kinda eye for an eye situation. These are the four. So the question is, do I want for counterattack just one ability or four abilities? I kinda guess one ability is enough, and these different stages just can be unlocked in different ways. If that makes sense. You know, if you learn the counterattack ability, you want to have all four versions, all four possible versions, because that would be already extremely strong if you have a chance for all four versions. So you maybe unlock the weakest one. The weakest one would be an eye for an eye. You take full damage and you just do a counterattack and also do some damage. And then the ability itself, yeah, that's kind. And then there will be certain conditions after you have learned the counterattack, and then you can learn the counterattack with this different at some point in the game. You can then unlock the counterattack for these different situations: parry, block, and dodge and hit. So I guess that's the best way to do it. And then there will be, of course, what I have tend to see is how I wanna handle the chance, how high the chance is. Because I want to have different chances for this for opportunities. So again, the eye for an eye will probably have the highest chance, and then when we go to kind of parry counter, what is an extremely powerful chance will be lower. Anyway, I will first do block and then parry. So what is the difference between block and parry? Where did I put the events? Did I delete? Ah, sorry. Here it is. What is the difference between blocking and parrying? Blocking, you will still take damage because you kind of take a full frontal attack, so you still take damage from blocking. Parrying, you deflect the attack, you won't take any damage. Anyway, let's do here. Ah, no, that's the wrong one. I would like float. So for blocking, I need 2 numbers. Just realized something that could be bad. No, it isn't. No, it's different. I did it different. Yeah, I did it differently. Maybe it's okay, maybe not. I'm not sure. No, it's okay. But that's not okay. Please don't crash. Because, let's see. Yeah, it's fine, that's fine. Because this one here is different than this one. No, here it's fine with the enemy. It's okay. So anyway, we need two numbers for block. That's one is block chance. How high is the chance that attack can be blocked? And then the other one, how much do we block? And the question is now, the first question is, how do I want to call this? Block absorb. That's one question. The second question is, do I want here percentage or a number? And then I have to think about that. But parry will have only one. There will only be the chance. Parry. Chance. Okay. Um, how I think it's more interesting instead of percentage to take a number. Like here 20 HP will be absorbed. um, and then we just I mean just so actually I need more. I also need level and things like that. But anyway, so I think to have a number is more interesting. And of course, as higher the level is, as more damage will be absorbed. Problem is that we may get max. Yeah, no, it's not a problem. We can ramp it. Yeah. So I think it would be better a number. Yeah. And then when we level up, we do take more. We can absorb more damage. Form of number. Yeah, percentage has a little bit not one touch, and that's it. It would mean if the enemy does a stronger attack, then you absorb more HP, so the effect will be higher. But that it sounds kinda. It would sound more realistic if the number is always the same. So I think we change this one here to integer. And then we also need this one here. We also need energy. Yeah. So we can kind of limit this a little bit. This will take energy, but it won't be possible to do it if your energy is already too low. So we need energy, and we also need reaction time. Do I need something else? So even even his stuff is more complicated than I probably hoped for. Or maybe I need this one. Oh, certainly I need this one too. Yeah, when I was thinking about it, I was kind of, block that won't take long. But now I see even blocking and parrying will consume some time to set it up. So let's just go through one of this so we definitely don't miss. So we need a level. That's something we almost missed already. We need a level. This is an ability, so it can be improved and things like that. So we need the level. We don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this. Yeah, I mean hit chances, we already have that. Energy damage, no. Critical chance, no. I mean, we could kind of think about that we, instead of critical, that we have a more successful block that, no, let's not do this. If I feel like it, I still can add it. Let's use RT. Yes, RT. I mean, there's no sense to make a miss RT. It's successful or not successful. There is no miss here. This is not an attack. Okay. Then we need for this to also multiplier. So on P. Here. P. And then we need all this stuff. Oh, wait. And the last one. And then let's add for parry two. Yeah, parry and block are very similar. So let's more or less set this two up together. We need an MP here. And reaction time. Energy use. MP. And then XP start. And then level and everything. Yeah. So now I have to first set this stuff. Let's first compile and change this here. The numbers. Okay. I'm not sure what that exactly is, this warnings here. Is this too low? Ah, that's fine. Okay. It's not this one, it was the absorb one, and because I changed it from a float to an integer. Okay, how... I mean, the first time we want to see that it works, so we do 100%. Yeah, let's take the 20 damage. Parry also 1. No. Block 1. T. No, that's not so high. Maybe 5. Energy use. We want to take away quite a bit of energy here. The mode 2 is fine. Level 1. How much? Say it's around 20%. So maybe 0, 0, 0. I mean, yeah. I mean, this will never be 100%. Maybe I will start 20% and then what's the highest? Maybe 60%. 60% is already quite high. It means over every second attack will be blocked. So maybe we don't start with 20%, we start with 5% or something like that. And then, yeah, maybe, and then somewhere 30% will be the max. I think that's more better. Here, let's do 5. So we level up. I mean, the block doesn't need to be too high, so 6. This is anyway the enemy. I think this is anyway just a test guy, so it doesn't even matter actually. Let's keep this. That's too high. Let's do here a little bit higher energy use. Doesn't have to be too much. Starting here, we take more. 22, but definitely something over 10. Let's do 12. Don't want to level up this too fast. The rest has to be 0. Except for the boost. I'm not sure what boost exactly is. 0. Do I even use this one? Maybe this is a relic of something. Didn't happen. That I didn't do correctly. Okay, so let's type we need. And one more time. Okay. First thing is block level in. Then experience points in. It's there. XP and XP boost. But do I somewhere? Let me see. Only get. Yeah, probably forgot to set this up. For the other attacks. What? Yes, here we have a set. Let's set this up first, otherwise we will forget it again. We have here enemy position. Boost +1. Oh yeah. Now I understand what this is actually. Huh? Yeah, that's wrong. Okay. That's of course wrong. This just this. Yeah, so the enemy has actually the possibility to level up his attacks. In combat, so probably the chances are not that high that something like this will happen. The chance is there. This is maybe something I have to think about how I'm doing here. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I make really stupid mistakes here. What did I want to say? Yeah. Yeah, the question is, do I want to somehow visualize this, that the enemy's attack leveled up, or I mean, is that in the end really important for player? That's the question. Like again, this is something that is so a little small nuance to the combat system that this is a possibility. But yeah, does this only? Question is if this distracts the player, if he knows about it or not. Okay, back to block. So I will figure out when block boosts will be used. Something I have to figure out. That's here. The start one. And last. Come on. It's down here. Spin next. Okay, then here we have the level again. It's output. Here next. And last. Come on. Stop that. And then we go here, so we have a cycle if needed. Then we are here with parry, level, here expect boost, here start, here last, here and next, here and level again. Next. Next. Okay. That is done. Let's see what do we have here. Enemy armor. Trust us. This is wrong here. So I just guess now a little bit that the first one is the correct. Yeah, just a question. There's just one question. Do I want to run this separately for every time so we have differences here? Yeah. Almost did the same mistake again. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. And then I guess we have to do this kind of separate. Compile and save this. Yeah, I think we have to handle this separate block. Yeah. I got so tired. Yeah, I was hoping that we at least do the block and parry today. To be honest, it doesn't seem like that. So I think the block. Guess we practice before here, and then we change this number a little bit. Yeah. Or the question is here, block or parry. Do we want to do this here? Or parry? I mean, block here is okay because block does change the damage amount. Because parry just resets everything. We may want to put it somewhere else. I mean, resets just everything is. Yeah, let's put enemy block here for now. We think about parry another time. No, enemy attacks. That's what I thought. Okay. This one is damn it. XP reaction time. This is definitely wrong here. The question is. No result found. Okay. Then I probably will use this one here. On the down edge ability type energy. Okay, this one here is enemy block chance. And we set this as a float. Here. Then here we have enemy block absorb. And then energy use and reaction time. Oh, why am I doing this? Anyway. Enemy block energy use. Enemy block RT. And then we have now to define this. go in here. So enemy ability selection. Custom. Enemy block set up. And here we calculate all the block stuff. So it's first a chance. Let me see here. So I need the block level. I need a chance. Get. So I also need enemy type. Is it enemy type or enemy type neutral? What did I do? Type pattern. Where did I put that? Neutral. Okay. Here, here, and block. Not really. This one here. Um, here. Zero is okay, so now we have to figure out what's the maximum. I think 50% is pretty high. 30%. I mean, I want to keep these chances low, even on higher. So let's do 30%. I guess that's fine for block. But the others we may even do less as maximum. Again, this is about not having overpowered characters. If we do 100%, then we get to a point where it just blocks everything. If blocking it's one thing, he still takes damage. But what is if he parries everything 100%? That won't work. And even 50% is extremely high. I mean, every second attack, that's just crazy. Yeah, so this is something I have to do. Yeah, I have to see. Maybe I can work a little bit. Maybe prove today, tomorrow. But when we do a long stream. So this takes definitely more than I thought. So anyway, here we will do all four block chance, absorb, and use and RT set up like this. And here we get reference to the event we just created. This is enemy attributes get copy. And block something here. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to calculate all the variables that come in now. Yeah. And then we kind of it will be a little bit similar to this one here. Or even better to this one here. So you okay. Yeah, the character progression also needs enemy. What's this? Probably don't need this one here. It's not even. Yeah. This is nothing. But definitely this one here. Yeah. Then we set blockchains. Block. What is block stuff is strength and blocking plus. I only wrote blocking plus. Parry plus. Counter plus. I didn't say what. What is plus? Blocking plus. I mean, blocking plus could be chance of how much we absorb. And parry and counter is definitely the chance. Why? Because parry is anyway 0. So there's the only thing we can change is actually the chance. And for counter, because the counter attack will be calculated like a normal attack. And we are then not in defending anymore, we are in attacking. So defending, we are probably in attacking for a short-ranged attack, to be honest. Anyway, defending. So parry and counter is definitely chance. So we kind of have to separate blocking chance and blocking. You know, we'll make this. Let's skip it. Chance and blocking, how much we can absorb. So strength, this is absorb. Defense, blocking, absorb. Blocking, chance, plus speed. Okay. Only counter parry. Yeah, parry is kind of dodging. Counter posture. Blocking chance. No, blocking absorb. Posture. This is absorb. Composure. Where counter. Muscle memory. Counter parry. Stone. So here block absorb plus knowledge, nothing. Cleverness, dodge, parry, counter. And Distance. Of course, I could now also go into different things like short range, tech weapon, or special, but probably won't be a big difference between them. Parry counter, cover time, blocking plus technique, chance or absorb. Let's say absorb plus. So we actually have 4, right? Energy use. Okay, no, that's fine, that's fine. No effect. Dodge, parry, counter, no block. Here, lock, block, chance, force, dodge, parry, counter. Right, done. Cover time. Okay, strength. But this one here is only for SRA, MRA, and LRA. So do I wanna do difference here? Oh man, that's a pain in the ass. Then we can under resistance as example. Double plus for yay. Anyway, strength. Okay. Defense. For everything. Maybe the chance just one skip. Speed. No. Courage. Overtime parry counter. Shouldn't be courage more blocking. Block chance instead of the other one. So because courage doesn't have really the chance, not really. Dexterity, parry counter. Push. Okay. Composure. Parry. Muscle memory touch. That's fine. Stamina. Knowledge, cleverness. Let's do here. Block. Chance. Plus. Intelligence. Resistance. Spirit. Defending energy uses. Spirit. That's fine. Confidence, parry, counter. Willpower. Willpower. technique. So no effects. Yeah, I think that's fine. So block chance. Okay. Defense gets. Um, 2 times. Okay. Speed. No. No. So absorb. Again absorb. Not absorb. Cleverness. Intelligence. Yeah, no, that's the thing. How exactly do I want to do this? If I have, yeah, so I can't put block 1 here. And I have to call this any block SRA and A and all. Okay. Okay, so luck is another one. And then I seen a possible one. Don't remember exactly what it was. No, here. Strength, defense, speed, crouch, dexterity. Let's leave it with that for now. And here, minus 1000. I will keep the same ratio. What I want, minus and this will be player luck. And then here 1000. Okay. This plus this, then we forgot to clamp. Not bigger than 0.3. And the next one would be how much we absorb. However, now I really I would like to do more, but really I can't barely keep my eyes open, so I will stop here. I would really try to compensate for. I want to do longer today than this. So I will try to compensate for this tomorrow. I will try to start functional, and then I will try to take a nap before I even start. If I find the time, and then we continue where we left here with this and finishing this, then parry, then counter, and then hopefully tomorrow we will also start with the progression system. Then probably, so what do we even have tomorrow? So Wednesday and Thursday we probably will do, so there won't be any edited video, except there is some a request for one. There won't be an edited video, no tutorial or anything like that this week. I will probably do on Wednesday or Thursday or both days, depending on how far I get. No commentary stream, and kind of set the things up that I said I would. Maybe I will do this without the streams. So because there is on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I also plan to do, or I mean, it's not 100% sure. You see, there is always something coming the way. Yeah, really, I wish I wasn't so tired and I could do 2 hours more. I think we could. 2 hours, we for sure could finish parry and block, and even start with counter maybe. But yeah, so we have to do this tomorrow. And then the progression system, that's very difficult to say how long it takes. So anyway, and then Friday, so the actual plan was that we start on Friday with adding player characters, at least one of them, because for the demo we have 2 player characters, but we probably will do all 3. And then of course also adding enemy, and do a lot of testing. That was actually the idea for Friday, so now I don't think I finished until Friday with everything 1 versus 1. If not, then I will do on Friday. The first thing will be really clean up the 1 versus 1, so that 1 versus 1 works well, and then we add characters. Yeah, so with that I will stop today. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm sorry. But that's how it is today. I really wish to do a little bit longer, but yeah, whatever. Let's stop here. It's okay. Tomorrow I will try my best to start the stream refreshed and so on, so we can do a long stream too, just the whole evening and night, and yeah, really push this forward now. Starting with finishing what we started today. I really wish we went further, but like always, I underestimate everything, how long it takes. At least most things I underestimate. Yes, and the progression system that means the progression system will probably even be worse than I imagine. So probably we will do on Friday, even if we on the weekend we will have to finish this up maybe. So really, like I said, the least that I want to do this week is really finishing up the 1 versus 1. That this works how I intended it to work. Let's say it like this. If this will be then the final thing is another question. And then slowly start with adding more characters to the roster of the combat. And yeah, and there is still a lot to do until the demo version can be released. So progression system, a little bit more progression system outside of combat. So the progression system I want to start tomorrow is only for the combat, and there will also be outside of combat. I will explain this then later. But let's now finish. Thank you for watching.